at the dome right there. Yeah, he's at the game. What's the
All right. Welcome in, everybody. Sunday morning, so you know what that means. The top pregame show for betting, DFS, and fantasy advice is here live at you on Sunday Morning QBs on Twitter, on Daily Bread Media, on YouTube, and we're also live on Twitch. Remember, jump over to the YouTube channel to get your comments in. Sunday morning. It's a good day. I'm going to be going down to the stadium after this stream. So I'm down, not in my usual place, but we got a nice little hungry dog for you coming at you today. We're going to see if we can ride the wave from yesterday. But as usual, the show is brought to you by Pick City. Make sure to check them out at Twitter at Pick City and on their website, pickcity.com. We'll be joined by a handful of analysts once again. There's only a few games. That's where it's Sosa and I, but the rest will be bringing in fans, the top analysts from that team. They'll be giving us their best bets, their plays for the day, fantasy players to target or stay away from. Defensive props, Sosa has them. We have a few of those ready to give out as well. And lastly, drop your best plays or any questions, fantasy advice into the YouTube comments. We'll monitor Twitter as best we can, but as you know, we can't show it anymore. But Sosa, how you doing today? Good Sunday morning. Now he's still talking on the spaces. He doesn't want to talk to us.
No. I was just saying, we had the think tank going last night. Shout out to my boy C Loading, Seahawks Niners. We're gonna get to that. We got a nice little turnout right now on Twitter. So appreciate you guys tuning in with us. And yeah, let's get to some money. Y'all can hear me now, right?
Yes, you're good.
All right. Okay. T-Vo the Great. Appreciate you popping in. C Loading. Thank you, man. Y'all can hear me now. Let's get it. Shout out to Pick City. The boys over there are always looking out for us. The YouTube link is on the Sunday Morning Quarterback page.
I'm tweeting it out right now.
Rex is about to tweet it out. Make sure you guys retweet that. Check it out. Share it. Let's see. But yeah, man.
Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. Helps us get bigger into the game, but we never forget our day ones. And yeah, we're about a few subscribers away from giving out another $100. OZ does it. Got it on the last one. So congrats to him. We got one more giveaway, but let's stop teasing it. The YouTube link is out. Everyone's ready for this cash today. So the first game that we will get into is just a Sosa and I special. So let's get into the New York Giants versus the New Orleans Saints. Probably the most mantra narrative game there is out here today. I'll give it right to you because you've been hot on the Saints team so far this season. Tell me what you're feeling.
Oh, man. We got the Saints, best defense in football, in my opinion, playing their first home game in the Superdome with fans in 2 years. Listen, this weekend is the emotional weekend of football. The matchups all have emotional storylines. And you're going to see that throughout the NFL this week. Obviously, with you see it with this game, New Orleans, New England, the Browns, like all of them. Like there's a ton of games that have this emotional moment that I think plays a part in it. For me personally, bro, I'm heavy on the Saints. I think the Saints beat the shit out of them. Smack them around, yes, I like that completely. I think it's a great call. Saints in the dome with all of their with that defense. Daniel Jones missing 2 receivers. He's missing his slot guy and Shepard, who he loves to throw to. I am laying the points with the Saints personally. I also like Alvin Kamara to score a touchdown. It's probably super juiced, but again, I also listen. My special ticket of the week is the Saints defense to score a touchdown. That's my. I think that their defense or special teams get a touchdown. That's a distinct play. It's like at plus 450. I don't trust Daniel Jones. I think Daniel Jones turns the ball over 3 to 4 times. If you're going to tell me that Daniel Jones is much better than Mac Jones, then I need to check if you have a pulse, because I don't think Daniel Jones is it. I don't think he has the goods. So that's what it is. United Dave just asked a question: Lakers or Nets tonight? Next question.
So in this game, I think Shepard being out for fantasy advice, if you're really desperate and hurting, I don't think you go Tony. I think you go Thomas, who will replace him in the slot more. I think that's your one angle to go there. And secondly, Saquon in fantasy leagues today, I'm rocking with him in one. I am not feeling too hot there just because I think that's going to be the Saints' prime focus. And the last thing is the juice going to be too much for the Saints? Jameis, he can get up, but we know he could sling a few out and get a little careless with it. And the Giants' defense has yet to show up and make a statement game. So I doubt it happens today, but I wouldn't be shocked if they're hanging around in there and hanging around the 7-point spread. Ultimately, I ain't touching the spread whatsoever with this low total. It would tell you to take the dog in the scenario here, but I'm not. There's plenty other options out here today to be backing a dog.
Sorry, we got the questions coming in. Saquon under 54.5 rushing yards. Not going to touch it. The number could be a setup. He's rounding into shape. And Saquon, the number one thing that ability that Saquon holds is that Saquon has that home run ability. With the home run ability, he has the ability to get 40 yards on one play. I do not want to personally touch that. Logan Ryan, pick 6 today. Shout out to the Real Football Fans New Jersey. If you guys are checking us out, make sure you check those ladies out. Every Wednesday, they got you with the picks, and they got you with, some cool insight. They are Giants fans. I do have to warn you in advance.
Let's just get into the next one
today. That's
you want to bring in our first guest of the
show. Let's bring in the first one. Nitty. Shout out to Nitty. He just said that he likes Kenny Golladay, anytime touchdown scorer. Not a bad play. He's their number one guy. Obviously, they get Evan Ingram back, but he'll probably play 7 plays and be back on the bench. So that's my take on that particular prop. Let's get to the next one. Let's get to the next game.
So just as a quick heads up, the Washington football team versus Atlanta, Houston versus Buffalo. We might squeeze that in at the end, but those are 2 games. So drop your questions in the comments. We'll stack those.
Hemi just commented, the YouTube link is on the Sunday morning quarterback page. So
correct.
We're on YouTube as well.
Well, let's bring them in.
Oh, let's go.
We got our first head-to-head of the day. Chiefs, Big Red, coming for win 200, back at home. Eagles, I wouldn't say in survival mode or desperate mode, but listening to the radio and getting the pulse of the fan base, it's not looking too hot, and everyone's starting to ask a bunch of questions. I already heard someone saying they want Sirianni out, but Chuck, they hear me talk a lot. I want to hear your talk on this game where we have, once again, another 7-point spread.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, ain't it? Can y'all boys hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Yeah, I just made it to the show just in time, man. So I'm glad to be here. But yeah, man, I'm excited, man. You already said the main story, the main headline, and everything. Andy Reid going forward, his 100th win as the Chiefs head coach. You become the first head coach in NFL history to have 100 wins with 2 different franchises. If the Chiefs pull it off today, before that mindset came out, you know what I mean? I was like, there's no way the Chiefs should lose this game. I'm like, Andy Reid want this win pretty bad today. So I felt pretty confident that the Chiefs could win this game by double digits. But you never know with this team, man, because our defense has definitely been lacking still. Last week, we did come out on fire. We started out well, but we just shot ourselves in the foot with turnovers, man. I mean, ball security has been our issue right now. And today, hopefully we just get that together and just execute. But, when I look at this Eagles team, I mean, Rex, I think you already mentioned it. You mentioned it on Monday night. I think you guys been having an issue with your linebacker core. I know we've been having issues in the linebacker core, but you guys, your linebacker core is just as bad. And I know you mentioned in the secondary that you mentioned somebody by the guy of I think his last name is Epps, I believe. In the
Oh my God,
safety.
yeah.
Yeah,
Him in that
he's
coverage and
pretty
trying to
bad
pass
too.
it off
So
was miserable on
my
that
thing is
touchdown.
this. The only thing I'm concerned about today is the interior with the Eagles. You got Javon Hargrave, you got Fletcher Cox. They playing like they the two of the best interior linemen in the league this season. Fletcher Cox been doing it for a long time, but Hargrave, he's coming into his own. So if we can hold our ground against those guys, we should have some time all day to throw. And I think today this should be an explosive spot for Tyreek Hill. This is when Tyreek Hill gets back on track. I think if the Chiefs have some time back there, they can take some shots deep. Now, will the Eagles play that same scheme that all these other teams been playing this season, as far as having their two safeties back deep?
Yes,
They don't.
They're not going to switch.
It's up to the Chiefs to adjust to that. It's up to, like Tyreek Hill. You can't just run him deep all the time. Hopefully, you get him on some crossers. I would like to see Tyreek Hill run some crossers today. Get him freed up that way. Then you can take a shot deep. So,
my biggest concern of this game is, Mahomes and Tyreek, they're probably going to run a little wild. Eagles are at least going to have to score 24 points to hang in this game, in my opinion, which kind of gets me closer to the over here, which is the way I'd be leaning. My biggest issue is we're missing 3 starting linemen. And I know your rush defense and your pass rush isn't the top in the game, but when you're already missing 3 starters in week 4, and when we have Dillard coming in, who's just pretty terrible on that left side, that's where Hurts needs to be a lot more clinical. And when he's just making the decisions behind center, if he's going to rush it or not, they just need that the offense just needs to have some sort of game plan, because last game it was clearly evident they got shook. It made them adjust, and Sirianni couldn't adjust on the fly. And I'll bring in our other Eagles fan who just joined us late. We're already running a little hot here, but Alex, we'll get your thoughts, and then Chuck will get your plays, and then we'll get Alex's plays to wrap up this game.
Okay. What's up, Alex?
Woo!
Oh, man.
Hey, I'm making my coffee. I'm ready for a candy ass whooping that we're gonna get. I'm not delusional. I'm not gonna come here and give people some more badass plays. Like, man, I saw enough from the Eagles last week to know that we're the most undisciplined team in the league. We take penalties at the worst possible moments, which is gonna, if we can't even take this down this week, we're not gonna be able to put drives up. So right off the bat, I think the spread for the Kansas City Chiefs is a pretty safe spread to hit. If we can put up 20, I think Kansas City still puts up about 30, 35. Easy.
You're really going to lay it with the team that can't cover right now against us at home? You're going to lay Chiefs -7? Is that where you came from, sky high all the way to fading the boys real quick?
Hey, we're banged up on the D-line too. We're banged up at offensive line. These guys, they can run jet sweeps on us. I think they're going to run jet sweeps on us today. And they're going to get out-coached by Andy Reid. I mean, it's growing pains with the Eagles. I'm not saying we don't have a chance for the NFC East. We still have, because the Cowboys are the Cowboys. They're somehow going to get the fumble at the end of the season. Is what they do. But my only plays on this, well, I'm gonna let Chuck go with his plays, because I know you got a lot of KC plays to go with on the props.
Yeah, I got some, man. I know another match we can take advantage of is, like I mentioned earlier about the Eagles linebackers. Kelsey should eat all day. That's obvious. Sosa, you can run an option route against the Eagles linebackers today. So Kelsey gonna be doing that. So
hey man, listen,
I'm gonna give this out.
I didn't want to say nothing, not to cut you off, but I didn't really want to say nothing because I mean, like, I don't want to. They're both. Look at them, guy. Like, look at them.
I'm good. I'm happy. I'm going down to the stadium right
guys,
now.
man,
I'm feeling good.
I'm
literally going. I'm not going to be in the game, but I'm going down to the parking lot in the stadium to meet up with all the guys. I came here to do this for you, but Chuck, give us your plays. We're already going to start running a little hot.
Sorry.
All right. So here's what I got, man. Patrick Mahomes 3+ passing touchdowns at -123. Tyreek Hill 89+ receiving yards at +102. I think this is a rushing spot. You can get that. So those are my only 2 plays for this game.
I like it. I'm gonna just give what I got real quick.
Yes, sir.
I'm taking a ticket on Byron Pringle to score a touchdown today. I'm back on the bus, man. I was also gonna ask you, is Josh Gordon playing today?
Oh no, he's not the speed yet. It's gonna take a few weeks.
Okay. Because I just had to make sure, because as the first game he plays, he was going to score a touchdown. Yeah. So with Pringle, anytime touchdown, +380, a little sprinkle, but I like it for sure, man. I feel for you guys in regards to the Eagles. It's Big Red. My only thing is this: nobody comes into Philly and beats the shit out of the Eagles. That don't happen. It don't ever happen. Nobody pulls up to Lincoln Financial Field and just beats the fuck out of them. That don't ever happen. You know what I'm saying? So, Alex, don't be depressed. Y'all not gonna get the shit beat out of you today. Y'all probably lose by like 14 plus though.
That's what I'm saying.
Like around like 2 touchdowns, but y'all not gonna get beat like by 30 like everyone's thinking. No way.
But that's not what I said. I said that the Kansas City would cover the spread, which is 6.5, correct?
It's up to 7 now.
It's up to 7, yeah.
I took it at 6.5. So,
hey man, I appreciate the honesty. You didn't come in here, pretending like you haven't been watching the games. And
it is what it is.
I respect that off top.
Just never be worried. There could be the hungry dog in Philly today. So we might do it, Alex. We got Honey Bear here.
You're trying to get me. I know you're trying to get me. I know. But it's Andy Reid coming back to town. So he wants to whoop that ass.
Yeah, I am.
All right.
I'm right there with you guys. I'm trying to think anything else. Is the Chiefs Bucks money line parlay a lock? That's a good play. Chiefs on the money line, Bucks on the money line. But what's the value on that? What's like still minus money? Is that still I think that's a minus parlay, bro. I wouldn't play it. But it's prohibitively a lock. But yeah, other than that, I don't think we have anything else left for this game. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys are following Bad Luck Chuck. For the win. Make sure you guys are following Sports is Life 1. I
got some place for the game.
Go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
So I got Kes Watkins over receiving yards, 28.5. I like that again. I think he should get involved more into this game because, last game they didn't utilize him that much, and he still put up some yardage. He's the one that can take the top off of defense, so they have to utilize him against the Chiefs. I also have Dallas Goedert to go over 3.5 receptions, which is at plus money. It's at plus 134. And I do like Jalen Hurts to go over passing yards because we're going to have to pass the ball against the Chiefs to keep it pretty close. So I do like Jalen Hurts to go over passing yards, assuming we don't take stupid-ass penalties.
Real quick, Alex, do you think the Eagles going to utilize their running game since they barely used their running backs last week?
I think they're going to use Gainwell a lot more. They have to use him, especially out of the backfield, like catching the ball, getting multi-dimensional. Because last week, all we did is we played like outs, short passing. Like the Dallas defensive backs were right there, ready to pounce on the ball, and
we got rattled. Sirianni got rattled. That was his first game in his big boy suit. He didn't know how to adjust and didn't call any runs. And today, if they don't pound the rock, it's just going to be devastating and terrible there for him in the media and the radio. You can't have 5 designed runs an entire game, regardless of what the score is.
That's absolutely horrendous.
If you do have Gainwell over rushing, I do like that. On bets 365, it's over 15.5.
To the edges, you can run the ball on the Chiefs. It's been shown. You can definitely do that. Real quick, Nitty said, ask Chuck where he moved to now. Lions, Bears, that's coming up. KD says that the Eagles are covering the spread. Mahomes over 2.5 touchdowns at plus 100. Trav, I like that play as well. plus 100. Obviously, Chuck just gave out the same play. Chiefs Bucks money line. If you were to play both of them together, that is minus 120. I don't particularly do parlays, which is minus money, but not a bad play. Eagle teams total. Any looks? No, I'm not. I'm not inclined to touch that. But we
talked about this game for way too long for what it could potentially be worth.
Let's see what happens.
Appreciate you guys. Make C-Pen for the win. Bad luck, Chuck. Chiefs fan extraordinaire. Sports is life. Make sure you guys are following him. He's big with hockey. Hockey season's right around the corner. That's his wheelhouse. Make sure you guys are locked in if you're trying to make more money with the hockey. Peace.
Deuces.
All right, y'all.
All right. Always happens at one point. Next game we're going into is the Browns versus Minnesota, bringing in the helicopter man.
The helicopter
Bullpen.
man himself.
One of our good DFS analysts as well. Bullpen, how you doing today? What you seeing from this game?
What's up, boys? I'm doing better than Urban Meyer this morning. I can tell you that.
You get fired yet?
I don't know, but that is a bet that I would probably make.
Out by tomorrow. By tomorrow, please.
Yeah,
please.
Like what a mess that guy is. Wow. But anyways, we're doing good, man. Everything's good. We're kicking ass. We've just been absolutely smashing it last couple weeks. Just win. Looking to do some more today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We appreciate you, man. Thank you for being a part of this. And yeah, let's get into it, man. What are you seeing? What are your thoughts?
I'll tell you what, I'll rip off. I got some official plays for the show. Let's get those out of the way. I want all the listeners to make some money. I'm going to go with Mayfield over 11.5 rush yards. It's at minus 110. I'm going to go with Cousins to throw his first interception this season at plus 135. And Browns minus 110. Those are the three plays for the show. I'll have more posted on my page later at Bullpen Bets on Twitter. Cousins hasn't thrown a pick yet, and I'm pretty sure that today's the day. He buckles under pressure. He gets rid of the ball real, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. And so if the Browns can get some pressure on him today, I think we'll see Cousins make some mistakes. Del Pitt, he's a safety, second-year guy out of LSU.
Shout out LSU.
LSU. It's the LSU connection today on defense with my boy Greedy Williams.
I know you like him, man.
He's getting the start for Newsome. Newsome's out, which is a concern. He's not only the top-rated cornerback as a rookie, but number 3 or 4 overall. Like, the guy's been straight lights out. He hasn't been covering the number 1 receivers, but he's been completely locking down number 2 and 3 every week.
When y'all got Ward on the other side, Jesus, Ward has been great through 3 weeks.
Well, and that brings me to my DFS plays today. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. With Greedy on his LSU buddy Jefferson, and Thielen will have Ward. So that leaves Osborne. Who's going to cover Osborne? Well, I don't know, and I'm the Browns correspondent. So it's right, exactly. So I'm probably thinking he'll have a safety or a linebacker on him most of the time in the slot. So I think there's the advantage as far as DFS plays for the Minnesota side. I'm gonna roster Mayfield with Odell Beckham Jr. I'm going to run it back with Osborne. I think that's a good combination there. And Osborne will be low owned today in the big field, DFS tournaments. So I like that. And another approach I'm going to take is I'm going to have Chubb with the Browns defense in a different lineup. I think the Browns defense shows up today. I don't think Minnesota is ready for this. I think their defense they're aging. They do have some like names that you would recognize, and they were all really good 4 or 5 years ago. This year, they've been exposed. They give up plays. They give up yards. They're ranked 25th or worse, like in every statistical defensive category, especially passing. So I see Baker airing it out today. And I like the Browns, obviously. And I think that, like I said, Cousins hasn't thrown a pick. He's due. It's week 4. I mean, how long can this go on? The guy's not Joe Montana. I mean, it's Kirk Cousins. So I'll probably be betting that until he throws one. But with that being said, I think it's today.
I'm completely aligned with you on everything. I'm not going to give a pick for the game. I personally, I think it's a 1-point spread for a reason. You have a coach in Cleveland who is 100%. He's familiar with everything on the other side, right? Everything in regards to both sides. He understands what Kirk Cousins can't or can't do, and I think it's a two-way street. My favorite play today is actually Nick Chubb over 78.5 yards rushing. Minnesota's given up 80 yards plus to one guy in every single game this year. Offensive line's good to go. I like him to have a good game. His touchdown score prop is at -145. The juice is there. You might not like that, but I mean, Nick Chubb to get in the end zone is a pretty smart move. Minnesota's linebackers are better in the passing game. I personally believe it's a Nick Chubb game as far as running back that we're going to see play at a higher level or like that to try to dominate to some level. And I don't know. We don't know the status exactly of Dalvin Cook. He's going to play, but we don't know his level of effectiveness. So I was originally was going to pick Minnesota actually in this game. I liked Minnesota, but I personally am not going to even touch it. I'm going to go with that prop. And also I'm going to go with I'm going to take the Thielen to score a touchdown prop. Adam Thielen has the most red zone touchdowns of any receiver in the NFL, except for Devontae Adams in the last 3 years. He gets a ton of targets in the red zone. And at the end of the day, like I will take that ticket every game because he scored in every game so far. So you ride the trend till it goes out. I gave it out week 1. I gave it out week 2. I gave it out week 3. I have to stay consistent with it simply because that's what he does. He scores in the red zone. As a receiver, Adam Thielen is extremely effective. I like him to score a touchdown, +110. That's really all the plays I have for this one. I look for it to be a good one. My only final reason why I would be hesitant to take the Browns to win the game. Kirk Cousins, 1 o'clock God. We know what he does at 1 o'clock games.
Yeah, I like the Chubb take. The Browns have rushed the ball extremely well. They got over 150 yards in every game this season on the ground. I don't see Minnesota bucking that trend. So I think that's a good take. The Chubb anytime touchdown was at -125. So that doesn't get me excited, even though it'll probably hit. But I'm not big on laying any chalk. I prefer plus money, obviously. But the Coughlin kid, the tight end from Minnesota. The Browns, as we've seen in week 1 against Kelsey, that doesn't go very well for the Browns. That is their one weak spot on defense is the tight end. And that kid's cheap as far as fantasy goes, and he will literally probably be unowned. Speaking of that, I played Baker Mayfield last week in a Millie Maker tournament on DK, and he was 1% owned. Now, he hasn't had a big game yet, and they're a run-first offense. But at 1% ownership, I will be rostering him every week. And that's the type of guy that can win you $1 million at 1% ownership. He comes out and throws 4 TDs, a rushing TD, whatever. He'll have that one game where he goes completely bananas. And when he does, I'll have him. I'll have him in that. So I think that's a good angle. Not that he's Brett Favre or, but he can have that game. He's capable. And especially when he gets his, Landry back and Odell's back. And so that's an angle that I like. I like taking those low owned guys. I like being different. If you're wanting to play a big GPP on DFS, that's what you're looking for. If I want to make $20, I'll go rake the neighbor's lawn. You know what I mean? I'll rake leaves to make $20. I'm looking to get paid. We're helicopter money. That's where I'm at. I want to go helicopter shopping. And Rex, I'm taking you with me. So be ready for that call.
Let's get it.
But that's all I got. That's all I got, guys. That's it.
Appreciate you. Bullpen bets at Bullpen Bets. Make sure you guys lock in with them. Football, DFS. Obviously, you hear him. Check out his page. Make sure you check out his bets. Tail him. Win some money. He's not scared. If you're scared, go to church. Instead, we're here.
Thanks for having me on.
Until next week, we'll
Appreciate
talk
you,
to you
brother.
later.
Peace. Real quick in
one.
the comments while we transition over to the next game. DK Metcalf, Keenan Allen, Mike Evans. I would take DK and Keenan Allen. Cousins over 2.5 touchdowns plus 190. That's Trav from Canada. I like that. Thoughts on the Dallas Carolina game? That's coming up shortly. Let's get to the next one.
All right, we got an NFC North game coming at you with the Lions at the Bears. Who the hell knows what's going to happen in a 3-point spread? Well, Bakari and Steven Carlson are here to let us know, our Lions and Bears correspondents. Steven, we don't like you, so Bakari, how are you doing? Let's hear from you first.
I'm good. How y'all doing? It's a pretty gloomy day here, but it's a beautiful football Sunday, so obviously it's a good day. Lions going up I-94 to Chicago to go see the Bears at beautiful Soldier Stadium, and you know how I feel, y'all. Ever since I saw that this was on the schedule, Lions are going to get the job done today. You heard it here first. Bakari, lock it down. Lions are going to take care of business.
I mean,
we're on the ledge, Steven, again.
I want to have faith, but I kind of want a bad season at this point. I need Matt Nagy out of here as soon as possible. Literally, the sooner he can be gone, the better. So, I mean, let's lose this game. Let's have my guy Justin Fields hopefully look a little better for one, like this week.
My boy Sports His Life know what's up.
He's not going up against the same kind of defense he had to go up against last week. But
right.
I mean, if he could play well, and we still maybe lose like a high-scoring game to have everybody hate Nagy that much more, I think that works out perfectly for me.
That's always fun. I feel that Lions are going to do the Bears a favor, and they're just going to put that last stake in the coffin and get Nagy out of town. Everybody's happy. We get a win. Y'all get him out of town. Justin Fields not going to get hurt. He's going to get sacked probably like twice, maybe. But he's not going to get hurt. Everybody's going to be happy. It's all going to be good.
This is the first time. Sorry, Steven. This is, I think, the second time this season that I'm going against the Lions here because I think the Bears cover and win easy. Yes, he left. We got him. -3. You can get it at even or plus 105 right now. That's my first official play from the show. The drama and all the stuff is just going to be drawn out more. We're in the total. We're sitting at 41.5 here. So I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that, but I honestly see this Bears team just pulling out a gross, low-scoring game.
I mean, if you think they're going to win easy, take the line of what the opening line was. Take them -6.5.
There's no reason to do that when the 3 is all you need at the even or plus 105, man. The Bears are going to cover today. It's going to be all right. Bakari's going to be a little bit sad, but we'll be all good.
You can't get much more sadder than last week, so I've already hit my low point.
I mean, I'd probably also be sad if we win at this point. Just hurting whatever. We don't even have a first-round pick this year. It doesn't matter. We're down so bad. If we want to lose, we're not even going to get a good player in the draft. If we win, Matt Nagy stays. It's a lose-lose situation for me at this point. I'm beat, but just put all my faith into Justin Fields. And while I'm on the stream, apologize to Mitch Trubisky because maybe he's not as bad as we thought he was.
Oh no, we gotta remove him. This is how we know how close he is. He's thinking about Mitch Trubisky right now.
I mean, he killed us in the preseason. He was just the offense wasn't for him. And nobody decided to try to change it in like 4 years. Like
Mac Jones is the only quarterback to have a win as a rookie this year.
As a starter, because I know Lance has played in some games where they won.
Hey man, listen. I personally, I'm not Bakari. I'm with Rex on this one, brother. I'm sorry. I got the Bears today. I mean, I know. I gotta. Man, this is the game that they wanted to have Justin as the starter. All right. This is really the game where they wanted to unveil him as the starter. I'm going with the Bears to figure it out, man. I don't trust Goff. Being a Niner fan makes me that much. I hate the guy. I think he stinks. And that's not a knock to y'all. Like y'all got hosed. Y'all got hosed last week. I'll give you that. The clock ran out. You got completely screwed. You know what I mean? I can't be mad at that. The clock was clearly at 0. That was a tough one. But shout out to Lamar. He won. I mean, like the public could have easily, because like the public could have easily, have been like, oh, look at Lamar losing to the Lions, and that was the last thing I wanted for Lamar. So
yeah,
like
the NFL wasn't gonna let that happen.
I mean, Justin Tucker ain't let it happen for sure. For sure, 66. God damn.
All right, let's give out our plays for this one. Yeah. Fantasy advice. Anything you got, Picard? We'll start with you.
Yeah. So obviously, I got the Lions +3, and then I'm also going with DeAndre Swift anytime to score. That's at +125. And also, he's hit his catches every game so far, so I'm still rocking with it, and it's still at plus money. So it's over 4.5 at +105. And then I got a feeling for wet and rainy in Chicago. Okay. I locked in Hawkinson's over 48.5 yards, receiving yards at -115. We'll see if he gets back on track this week. But yeah, that's what I got.
I'm on
Matt Nagy. Hold on, real quick. Just reading off the comments. Matt Nagy 4-1. 4-1 in his career against the Lions. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, I'm on the Lions money line and Justin Fields anytime touchdown score. I feel like if he scores, especially in a rainy game like this, it's going to be a rushing touchdown.
That's what I like to hear. Let's go.
Hey, man, I describe Chicago. We are all the most pessimistic people you'll ever meet. One loss, the season's over, and it's wraps for us. Why are we even fans? But if we win, then I come back like I did against the Browns game, and I'm like, shit, we could beat the Browns.
Girl next door, Betch, appreciate you tuning in. What's up? Welcome in. I'm
as usual. Comments. This segment never disappoints when Steve and Picari are joining us. Make sure to be following them on Twitter. They're dropping their plays. They're great following if you're fans with them or if you just love football knowledge. Until next week, fellas, we'll talk to you later.
Get your blue Kool-Aid. Go Lions.
Best of luck to both of you.
Man, the props, if you're going to bring props, I'm all for it on the show. I condone the props. In the next game, we got the Titans at the Jets. We can run through this one pretty quickly, Sosa, and we'll bring in our fantasy guru and DFS specialist as well, Spindock, who will be hanging going in and out with us. Titans, Jets, 6-point home dogs, both top dogs as the wideouts are out today. It looks like the King, Henry's going to be running wild. Someone tell me how Henry doesn't hit any props in this game, or does he sail over each one?
I will tell you right now, if you are going to build a DFS lineup, especially on DraftKings with some of the bonuses that they give, it is going to be almost impossible not to use Derrick Henry. I know he's $8,800 on DK. That's outrageous. That's really high. He might get 35 touches this game. In a cash game, I think you absolutely have to use him. In a tournament, you can try. There's a couple options that I found, but for DFS purposes, if you're playing any cash game at all, you got to pencil Henry in. There's just too much volume. Other than that, for this game, a guy that I really, really like is Anthony Ferkser. And yes,
sir. So I'm on the same. We're looking at the same way. Yes, sir.
So across his career, okay, when A.J. Brown has been limited in snaps because of injury or has been out, Ferkser's averaged 40 yards a game and has scored almost a touchdown a game. So he actually might be the most targeted wide receiver right now. Ryan Tannehill absolutely loves him as a security blanket when his big dogs are out, and obviously, as we know, they are today. So would you go to your trusted guy, or are you going to go to Chester Rogers and Nick, whatever the hell his last name is, and Josh Reynolds. I mean, I could just keep going, but I love basically any Anthony Ferkser props today. I really like, and I love him as a DFS tournament play.
Yes, sir. I'm on the same wave with you. Plus 400 to get a touchdown. I love that play. And I also have that play that Hung Fam just said. Derrick Henry first touchdown score. I like that. That's a play that I'm actually on. It's like plus 390 on my book. Him scoring is like plus 250 or minus 250. So like the first touchdown gives you the value. My only reservation with my only fear is that Sal is a damn good head coach. I think he could possibly have an interesting game plan for Henry today. But again, it's just like you said, it's impossible to talk anyone out of using him just based on the volume we expect him to get.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if you have him on your fantasy team, you're starting him anyway, so that's not an issue. And then on the other side, on the Jets side,
I was going to say, let's talk positive about the Jets. Tell me anything positive about them, Doctor.
Corey Davis. I do like Corey Davis as a DFS play. I like some of Corey Davis's props. This is a quote unquote revenge game, former team. If you believe in that narrative, which stats show that there is a correlation. And look, like, what the hell else do they have over there with Elijah Moore out?
He's out today.
Mims is playing today. Mims is whatever that means.
And then Crowder, I think, is really the only person who I can potentially see stealing targets. But I saw Mitchell's going to be out for today.
Yeah, so I do like Corey Davis touchdown prop. I do like Corey Davis yards prop. But other than that, I get the feeling that this game is going to be UGLY ugly. So under might make sense. Other than the ones I talked about so far, I might just stay the hell away from this thing. This is actually one of the games where my buddies and I that watch the Sunday Ticket with me on Sunday, this is the one that we always joke about. We're like, oh, we're going to lock in on this game. And they always joke about it because it's going to be the ugliest game. So I won't be spending a lot of time on this game today.
All right. So let's see if we're going to spend any bit longer on this one as well, because this one is a game that had maybe a lot of hype to be 3-0 potential teams, at least 2-1, and now you got a 1-2 and an 0-3 squad here. For the Eagles' sake, I hope Wentz plays the full game, comes out healthy, and gets a W, because both of those first-round picks are hopefully coming to my team. That's my biggest take on this one. With Mac basically being told to get out of here, I guess you can always feel a lot more confident if you have Hines or Taylor in your fantasy lineup. One less mouth to feed here. But Sosa, talk to me about Finn's Colts.
Man, I have a couple of props I'm taking in this game. Also, no Nelson for Indy is a huge miss for me. This defense runs cover 2 every play, so there's a few props that I'm on heavy. I like Will Fuller to score a touchdown today. They targeted him 6 times deep last week. They just couldn't connect. They're going to connect on one today. Will Fuller plus 260 to score a touchdown on Betfair. Plus 260. Give me Will Fuller to score a touchdown today. Also, I like Nyheim Hines in this matchup. Attempting to run in between the tackles is not the look today for the Colts. No Quentin Nelson. That, like I said, that changes everything in regards to. And then you have a damn good defensive front on the other side coming up against him, against the Colts. My take on it is I do believe that this game has more points than people originally think. I think weather might be an issue, so I think the weather is something that's kind of like keeping me away from picking an over and under. But if you had told me last week that Miami was going to score 28 points easily, I mean it was relatively easy. I actually they got a defensive touchdown. That that's another thing that I'm going to roll with. I like the New Orleans defense to possibly score a touchdown. It's at plus 500. Little sprinkle.
You mean Miami's defense?
Miami. Well, I already gave out New Orleans earlier. Miami.
I like that one too.
right. So like Miami's on my list too. So like when you talk about value bets, I mean plus 500. That's a nice little sprinkle something on it, and just you go with it. Ayuk or Waddle in the flex. I would personally veer Waddle because Waddle's getting used underneath a lot. If it's PPR, Ayuk still kind of getting his bearings right, but it's not a bad matchup. Seattle's defense aren't world beaters, in my opinion. I mean, that's
yeah. I think PPR you have to go Waddle. I think if it's a more touchdown heavy league, you could go Ayuk, but I would probably lean pretty heavily towards Waddle there.
If you want 7 or 8, you go with Waddle. If you want the potential for 15, I think you go Ayuk in this spot.
Yep. And the only thing I have for this game is, you talked about the Dolphins defense. So they're 7th in DVOA from Football Outsiders, but big stat is they are 1st in low variance. And what that means is that there's no wild swings. It's not like they're 1st against this team and 20th against this team. They hover between 5th and 7th pretty much every single week, which is one of the indicators of a solid unit. So I would agree with everything Sosa said there. I think Dolphins defensive touchdown could make a lot of sense. That's all I got for this one.
Yes, sir.
All right, so one of the more anticipated games of the day, but I think might get shadowed with the slated games it's going up against. But our man Simba or Eddie, whatever you want to call him, will make sure this game does not get outshadowed. The Cowboys hosting the Panthers here. This game has me very perplexed in a way where I don't like the side that I'm leaning here. So how are you doing this morning? And tell us about this matchup you got.
I'm doing well, fellas. How y'all doing, man? Just want to say, how about them Cowboys? How about them? Rex, how you feeling, man? Hey, fellas, man. Look, it's a good day. It's a beautiful Sunday. Cowboys 3-0 ATS going into this weekend, and we get to face a team that's 3-0. Big bad defense, right? They go up against scrubs like the Texans, and they did play the Saints, but we in that game, and we see what the Saints are doing now. So that's a quality win. I'm gonna give them that one. It's a division win, but man, really thinking that the Carolina Panthers missing Christian McCaffrey, I was confused, man. I really don't understand it. Sam Darnold. So the argument for the Patriots is always,
oh boy,
air the ball out. What is
Eddie's so excited about the Cowboys, he's cutting his own internet out.
Yeah, Eddie, you're overworking the Wi-Fi, man. You're my man.
So excited about the Cowboys.
Like if you're tripping out there. You good? Can you hear us now? Are you good?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Let me hop in on a different stream.
All right, so Spin Doctor or Sosa, talk to me about this game.
Yeah, so I as much glee as it will give Eddie, I am with him on the Cowboys today. Horn for the Panthers is out. I think that the Panthers the Saints are a good team. I wouldn't necessarily say that they're a good offense, and their other opponents have just not. The other opponents that they've shut down have just not been very good offenses. So this is going to be a huge test for them today. And I think that for me, the Cowboys offense is more proven than the Panthers defense. But I see Eddie's back, so I'll let him pick up where he left off.
No, I like everything that you were saying. This will be the test for the Carolina Panthers to say, are they really a good defense? Sorry about that, guys, man. Technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on in this house right Somebody doesn't want me to talk about the Cowboys. That's all I'm going to say.
It's a conspiracy.
Definitely not me. Definitely not me in the background.
He's around. You're around the ops. You're around the ops.
It is not good right now. But yeah, I love everything that Spin Doctor has had to say. They went up against the Jets. We know what the Jets had to do, and they barely won that game, 19-14. The Dallas Cowboys are going to come out here, and we're going to do what we've been doing. This isn't going to be every day, every week. Dak is just going to throw the ball. Kellen Moore is scheming up for every single team, as he should. So I think what we're going to see is the situation, excuse me, Zeke's going to run the ball. I know they have Hassan Reddick and Burns out there, coming hot off the edges. What did we do? We're going to have a short passing game to try to slow down their pass rush. We're going to run the ball to slow down their pass rush, a lot of play action, and screen passes. And again, like I said, short passes. Dallas Cowboys will win this game. They will win this game, and they will win by 7. It's not a hot take. It's not a hot take. It really isn't. They are going to win this game. They are the better team in this game. Look, I love the fact that the Carolina Panthers are only giving up 190 yards a game. It's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen. I really just, oh man, it's all fandom. Hey, Michael Parsons is going to put have Sam Darnold seeing ghosts. Trey Diggs, my guy Diggs is going to have Moore in jail, and I love Moore. He's going to have Moore in jail. Come on, man. I don't even know what we're talking about in this game. Anybody out there trying to bet the Panthers at -4, just send me your money. Just send
You almost called that nigga Tay Diggs.
I almost did.
Fuck Tay Diggs forever. He's a bitch ass nigga. The best man showed me his character for life. That's another story.
But yeah, guys, I don't see a situation where the Carolina Panthers are going to come into Dallas. And everybody wants to talk about the Carolina Panthers with 3-0 ATS. So are the Cowboys. We've played better quality opponents. And, yeah. Panthers have one quality win. One.
Yeah, I'm the only thing I'm going to jump in on is I see C-Pen talking about Robbie Anderson. While I completely agree with everything that Eddie said, I think that this could be a Robbie Anderson spot. He's been super disappointing, partially because Darnold can't hit him on the deep ball. But the Cowboys are their defense is much improved, but they lead the league, or the worst in the league actually, with 27 explosive plays, which would be plays of 20 yards or more, or 15 yards or more. I'm sorry. So they're 29th in defending deep passes, and that's all Robbie Anderson does. So with so much attention on DJ Moore and with him on lockdown on the other side, I could see Robbie Anderson getting a chance to catch a long one. Not that he will, because Darnold has been miserable on the deep ball this year, but it's possible. So I would not recommend that you take any Robbie Anderson props. What I would recommend is if you're doing a DFS, a large GPP he could fit in. And if you're trying to decide with your last wide receiver between him and somebody else that's in that same area, not the worst thing in the world.
And I'm a somewhat disagree with one thing you just said. You said you're not going with any of Robbie's props. I'm going with him with the over 48.5 yards. Secondary, tertiary receivers have done great against Dallas simply because you got the number one guy trying to take out the number one guy. We saw AB play well. We saw Godwin play well. The guy who got taken out of the game was
Smith.
Was Evans. Evans took him out of the game. You've seen it against the Eagles. What's the bum? The bum from TCU.
Rager.
He knew exactly what I was talking about. He hit his prop with the yards. Mike Williams hit his prop with the yards. The other guy from San Diego, Keenan Allen, or LA, he hit his yardage. So slot guys, inside guys who aren't going to get Trayvon the whole game. Those are the guys I'm picking. I like Robbie to get the 48.5. That's actually my favorite play in the game for all the reasons you just named. There's no reason why this guy shouldn't be performing better. because or Sam Darnold shouldn't be performing better with Robbie Anderson, given that he should have some level of a rapport with the guy. You know, he played with him in New York. So my belief is that he plays well today.
My only play of the game, and then Eddie, I'll let you talk on this one, is I'm on Cooper over 60 yards receiving, minus 115.
Yes, sir. I love it.
So I like him. How do you like him today?
I like Amari Cooper to get back today. This game, he can go missing, but he'll bounce back today. I like all of our receivers. I like Lamb. I don't care who he's going to get in coverage. They move him around a lot. They're going to scheme him. I'm going to continue to go to his receptions over. It actually went down this game to 5.5, so I'm going to take it again at minus 115. I like Zeke's carries over 15. I actually got the number. I didn't get a hook. Over 15, and I got that at minus 120. Over 15 carries. I think that Zeke will be schemed in the game. Pollard, I'm taking his rushing yards over 34 rushing yards, and I got that at minus 104. And I'm also taking Dak Prescott's completions over 24.5 completions. I got that at minus 104 too. Excuse me. And I'm taking Dallas minus 4. You know what I mean? Like I said, they will win by 7. I'm taking Dallas first quarter over 6. Dallas first quarter minus a half. And I got that at plus money, basically minus 100, even money. They will be up in the first quarter. I've been hitting this consistently with the Cowboys, scripted touchdowns. They came out hot and scored in the first quarter in every single game this year, which has been a sore spot for them in previous years. But yeah, so I'm all over Dallas. You guys know what it is, man. I'm locked in minus 4. I got it this morning. I like Lamb, Elliott, and Pollard to continue to do what they do. And Cooper will get back in the end zone today. I truly believe that. Also, keep an eye on Schultz. I don't have any plays on him, but anybody out there that wants to take his catches over 2.5, I think he's going to be schemed more in this offense. He's on the field more than Jarwin. And, it's not a bad take. It's not a bad look.
Akbar, you didn't know that Simba's rich, bro? Like, come on.
What
Simba got long money, bruh. Like, come on. Like, you should have been knew this. He's rich. Come on.
All right. Well, Simba, thank you very much. We'll talk to you next week as we move on to our next game.
I'm with
Make
you,
sure to
dog.
be following him on Twitter.
I'm with you today, Eddie. I'm rocking with your boys today.
Me too.
Don't make me look dumb.
Hey, this jersey, since I've worn it this year, I'm not taking it off all year. And cover the spread in every game.
I mean, wash it and stuff, but I feel you.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right. Next game we got some analysts waiting in here. We'll get to them soon. We got the sports guy coming in, going head-to-head versus Sosa. So he made me get quiet last week. So I'm going to get quiet this week with
I'm gonna shut up too.
Rivalry game. So muting my mic, might even disappear for a second, but get into it.
Buddy? How are things? How's your weekend treating you? Nice Friday and Saturday?
Yeah, it was good, man.
I'm glad to hear it because your Sunday is going to suck. It's going to be fucking horrible. But,
all right, man.
Nice little Sunday. Welcome in, man. As you can see, it's the premier matchup of the week. Fuck these other teams. Only one game to see all week.
Yeah.
It's the Niners whooping y'all ass. But, what do you see? What are your thoughts on today's game? What are you looking forward to? I love to hear it.
I think it's pretty obvious where I'm going, but I'm not even taking the points. I'm taking the Seahawks on the money line. I think I got it at plus 120. Russ is 15-4 against the Niners in his career, 6-2 against Shanahan, and 13-5-1 against the spread. I think so. I said it last week. It was a big game in terms of the standings. Didn't want to fall behind early. I think this is even bigger than that. You playing a divisional opponent. You don't want to let the other teams get to 4-0 and 3-1 and have yourself sitting at 1-3. So I'm expecting Seattle to come out here and get the job done in San Fran.
All right. You have been checking out your defense, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How many points have y'all scored in the second half all season? Just
14. That's a problem. I was going to get that,
between three games played.
Yeah.
You scored 14 whole points in the entire second half of all three of those games.
Yeah.
Wilson
one was busted coverage too. I'm not even gonna hype him up more than I should. But yeah, it was busted coverage on one of them. But hey, I think that breaks today, man. I think this is a week you gotta do it. I don't think there's any room for error now at this point. You got the Rams coming into Seattle next week. So this is two big games here, and they have to come out with a win if they want to.
My dog is sitting next to me just listening to this like, who the fuck is this guy? What are we talking about? Like, she literally, I swear to God, I'm not even lying to you. She literally stood up, and as soon as she heard you talking, because she's like, what is this foolishness I'm hearing? Seahawks. Listen, man, obviously the Niners are going to win the game. I'm taking us to cover the spread. That's no question. We're on for 50 this game, right?
Yeah, sure. 50.
All right, so that's a $50 bet between me and that sports guy 67, Ryan, my boy. Just don't deactivate your Twitter if you lose.
I'm going high.
Like when you lose, I mean, not if, when. I personally love, like I said, I love us today. It's really not an argument for me. I obviously I'm gonna go with my team. That's no question. We're just, we're a better team. Your defense can't stop a nosebleed. You can't stop the run. You can't stop the pass. We don't need to be great to beat y'all defensively. As long as Russ don't get off and make a couple of those running for his life plays where he's throwing it like with his eyes closed and Jesus gets the completion for him, I'm not worried about that today. I think we roll. I actually think we roll. I don't think we have any issues. Like, first half, you guys will play well. I like y'all to play well in the first half, but again, the second half, you're easy to scheme, man. You are. It's going to be some hard play actions with Carson, which we aren't even going to let y'all run the ball. Can run zones against DK, and we know he can't run routes. Give me my Niners, baby. What you like props? I got like a couple props too. Well, let me get your props. I give out mine, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting paid around 7:00.
I'm taking another defensive prop again today. I mean, it's been money for me all year. I'm taking Wagner over 10.5 tackles and assists at minus 115. He's still leading the league with, I think, 44 through 3 weeks. Like I said earlier, big divisional game. Must win already in week 4. So I think Bobby's going to be out there, and I think he's going to be all over the field again. I'm taking Kittle over 5.5 receptions. I think it was pretty obvious last week. Coverage against tight ends is
he's making a lot of tackles because usually the running back, the hole is like the ocean.
Yeah.
So like he's usually the first guy that the running back actually sees. He don't even see the defensive line.
Yeah.
So I love that. I think Bobby Wagner might end up with 20 tackles today.
Awesome. Maybe, man, maybe. But yeah, no, I'm going Kittle receptions 5.5 at minus 105. I'm taking Lockett anytime touchdown at plus 105, and Carson over 2 receptions at minus 111. I would even play that at 2.5, but the line I got is over 2.0 at minus 111.
Okay. I have no props for my team in this game. I have 0 props. I like us to win, and it's my Super Whale Max bet of the week.
Let's get the official prediction. The San Francisco 49ers will beat the Seattle Seahawks by how many? What's the full prediction here?
Oh, we're gonna win the game by at least 1 point. At least
going out on a limb.
We're gonna win the game by at least 1 point. That's my bro. Listen, division games. I'm not gonna listen. I got caught. Listen, you guys. Someone is gonna pull up the video of the show yesterday when I was talking about Notre Dame, and they're gonna be like, "Look at this fucking bozo!" Like they're gonna do that. I can't wait, bruh. Fuck Carroll. Fuck Wilson. Fuck the Seahawks. I'm not like Rex and them when someone fuck your team. I hope y'all lose by 100. That's where I'm at. You're my guy. Make sure you guys follow that sports guy. He's been on a run in baseball and football. Great picks every day. He's always on Spaces. Definitely one of the homies. He's been killing it on this show in particular. He's come in both 3 weeks, and he's gave us great props for his team all 3 of the first 3 weeks. And I appreciate. I'm gonna play both the props that you just gave out. The anytime touchdown for Lockett, probably not. But maybe DK. If I'm gonna pick one of the receivers, it'd be DK, just because Lockett's a little banged up.
Yeah.
So that would just be what's the super well pick, bro. I was just kidding, man. We don't really.
Sports guy.
I was just playing, bro.
Thank you very much. I hope you and
show.
Sosa have a nice heated battle so I can hear him bitching to me over text messages about this. But until next week, I'll talk to you later.
Same energy all day, Sosa, bro. I'll see you.
Man, listen.
Hours.
We'll get on Spaces at halftime. Spaces at halftime. Make sure you're there.
All right.
Make sure y'all are on with Father Nitty. Make sure y'all are following Father Nitty. Halftime of all the big games. The Spaces. Couple hundred people every single week so far. I was going to bet my house. Don't do that.
All right, sports guy. We'll talk to you later. Let's stay in an NFC West.
Hold on, real quick. Before we get to the next game, let me give out these defensive props. Sports guy just brought that up. I want to get those out so that people can get to them because the numbers are continuously moving. I promised people I'd have at least 4 for y'all when I gave out the ones on Thursday night. The 4 that I got is Nick Vigil, over 7.5 tackles and assists at -105. CJ Mosley, over 7.5 tackles and assists at -140. Little juice, but you don't pay juice when you win. Singleton from the Philadelphia Eagles, over 7.5 tackles and assists. That's at -120. And then there are 2 plays I have on Eric Kendricks for the Minnesota Vikings. I have him at over 6.5 tackles, which is at +115. Reason being, they're going to run the ball at least 40 times. Combined, they have him at 9.5, a little safer number. Combined, he'll have at least 12 to 13 minimum. The guy is a tackling machine. So at over 9.5 combined tackles and assists, Eric Kendricks, those are the 4 that I have. Eric Kendricks, Nick Vigil, CJ Mosley, and Singleton from the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right. Back to the NFC West. And we got our man supporting the Rams, Anad Ninduri, joining us today in that. That's a nice little retro.
Yeah, we got
Rams jersey.
We got Kurt Warner,
St. Louis style.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
The only I haven't gotten the Stafford jersey yet. It's coming. But until then, we're rocking with Kurt.
All right, man, you can't go wrong, man. Took 2 different teams to the Super Bowl. Kurt Warner got my lifelong respect, no question.
Right. And so in this, obviously, Rams Cards, they haven't beaten us since McVay's been our coach. So, I mean, if you want, obviously the books are going to try and get you to buy the juice at 4.5. That's a lot to me. I mean, they're division opponents. Division games are fucking weird. We know this. And they never make any kind of sense. I like the Rams to win. I don't like that number. If you want to bet a number in this game, I would buy that down to 3. I think it's -140 is last I looked. The other 2 things that I love in this game, Woods over 55.5. That number is way too low at -117. And then Deshaun Jackson anytime touchdown. I mean, you saw it last week. It takes 1 play, and that's at +3,300, which seems way too low when it literally takes 1 throw and you're Stafford. So I would almost bet that every single week, just regardless of who the opponent is, as long as it's a reasonable long shot number. Because, I mean, he's going to hit every so often, and it's not going to take much to get there. Fantasy-wise, start everybody on the Rams offense other than maybe Henderson. That backfield's been weird. I'm sitting the Rams defense. I think this game's going to go over. I got it at 52.5. I think now it's creeping up to like 54.5, which, I mean, points are points in at that point, but I would rather have it where I got it at 52.5 than betting it all the way up to 54, 55, 56, which I think maybe pre-kickoff, it might get to 55.5. So those are just my thoughts on the Rams side of things. I mean, I don't know if anybody did anything on the Cardinals, but.
Yeah, I mean, I can talk a little bit about the Cardinals. Look, I really do like for fantasy Christian Kirk today. DeAndre Hopkins is not right now. He was on the field for almost the whole game yesterday. He played through an injury, but was almost used as a decoy. And now you're going to face him. You're going to match him up with Jalen Ramsey on the road. Come on now. So I'm not saying you should bench DeAndre Hopkins in fantasy. I mean, if you draft him, he's probably your number one wide receiver, so you probably got to roll with him. But I would not use him in DFS. And I think that his under receiving yards prop could make sense. Not sure I would bet like my house on it. So definitely not a super whale max play, but I think that I think that there is some value in him being banged up, being used as almost a decoy last week, and now having to face Jalen Ramsey. That's a bad combination.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No, it's not. And I would agree with you about the rushing situation. The Cardinals are they're middle of the pack run D. Couple of their line guys rank pretty high in PFF grades. So just usage alone would probably prevent me from using anybody in the Rams backfield in either fantasy or DFS today.
Yeah, but I just don't feel great about it.
Yeah, and you have no idea how the guys are going to be used. So
no, and that's my biggest problem with like everybody's obviously trying to figure out: do I start Kupp? Do I start Woods? Do I start any of these guys? I mean, if you have them, you're playing them, right? Like D-Hop, if you drafted him in fantasy, you have to play him. There's no way you're sitting him, but you've just got to temper expectations and maybe shoot for the moon with someone else you're playing, right? You might have to start, a Deshaun Jackson or, a Christian Kirk or Rashad Bateman, somebody that's got that ultra high upside as your flex guy in order to make up that difference. DFS wise, I wouldn't touch Hop. I think Cooper Kupp's going to be a little expensive. I would probably rather have Woods at their prices. Cause look, Robert Woods didn't forget how to run routes. I mean, he's going to get the ball eventually. We know this. It's a matter of when is he going to have that game. And I think there's a prime opportunity for that game to be today. So, enjoy the discount on Woods and DFS and in your fantasy leagues while you can get them, because I don't think after this week and next week you're going to be able to.
Well, yeah, and 100% agree, because what's going to happen now is with the new offense with Stafford, et cetera, and the new schemes that they have, teams are going to start scheming to do some kind of bracket or over-the-top coverage on Kupp, which then Jackson and Woods are going to be the beneficiaries of that, because there's only so many things that you can do to shut down. And, going back, one last thing with DeAndre Hopkins, he actually had his highest snap count of the season last week with 61 snaps. He had 3 catches for 21 yards. So, and that was on, I believe it was on, he was only targeted, he was targeted 7 times. So there's just something not right now. So it just kind of goes all into stay away from him today if you can.
Yeah. Obviously if you drafted him in fantasy, it's going to be a tough guy to sit, but
yeah.
Obviously start the quarterbacks, start all the pass catchers. This is going to be just high flying fireworks show if we have any idea what's going on, unless we get a really weird NFC West game, which is always possible. But everything's pointing to the fact that this is going to be a fireworks show.
I got two things that I like in this game. I'm taking Arizona with the points. Taking Arizona with the 4.5. I love Jalen. I love the way they've used Jalen this year. They really, if you've been, obviously you're a Rams fan. They haven't really just used Jalen on one side. Jalen's played at every position in the secondary. He's played.
They move him all over.
Safety. He's played in the slot. He's played X or Y. He's played all over the field.
Yep.
They're using him as a weapon because, and it's just basically play by play. Which guy is the matchup that we can take away? And that's the thing that I've been most impressed with Jalen Ramsey is we knew he was versatile and he could play zone, he can play man. But the fact that he's also the best tackling corner in the entire league.
Mm-hmm.
People could say whatever they want about him. He tackles. He doesn't. It's none of those you're not getting a bunch of yards once you catch the ball, if you catch the ball.
Right.
So I think using DeAndre as a decoy is one thing, right? But you can only use him as a decoy if you're trying to take if you're trying to isolate Jalen Ramsey. You can't isolate Jalen Ramsey if he's moving all over the field.
Right. And the thing is, the Rams call that position star. You'll hear it talked about for various other guys. The Chargers do it a lot with Derwin James. Staley started to do that a little bit last year, and I think they've gone even more into that usage this year, which, look, like the Rams defense is the Rams defense. They're going to be very, very good against the pass because that's all they care about. They don't care if you run on them at all. So when it comes to that, like, I really enjoy watching like our defense do what they do. It's just I don't feel comfortable starting them in a matchup against Arizona just because Arizona's got so many dudes. And then if you forget about them, Kyler will run for 100 yards on you.
It's gonna be really interesting. I think it's gonna be I think it's an offensive, like you said, I think it's an offensive game. I think both teams are going to be able to move the ball relatively well, simply because of them. The offensive schemes they're just so dynamic. You have wide receiver groupings that it's just kind of impossible to defend, man. If you've been watching these two teams, it's like you can scheme Kirk, you can scheme Rondell Moore. They have so much speed, and then you have the big outside guys with AJ Green and DeAndre. It's just so easy now for a guy like Kirk or Cliff to start really scheming these guys open, which you've seen over the last. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, it's so hard to cover all those dudes. And then if you forget about Kyler, I mean, he's going to take off too. I mean, they just have so many weapons. It actually does kind of remind me of the Rams offense a little bit, where it's just pick your poison. I mean, is today going to be Kupp or Woods or Jefferson or Tyler Higbee or Deshaun Jackson? Pick your poison. I feel like Arizona's kind of the same, and that's why I'm really intrigued. Like both teams have looked really, really good early. I think Arizona kind of escaped a little bit last week and the week before, maybe even. But, I mean, they're still a really good team. And I don't expect this game to be one-sided either way. I think it's going to go down to the end. I have a little more faith in the Rams than I do the Cardinals. But, that might just be biased in honesty. They both look good.
Now my bad. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, so one last point. We got to wrap it up. We got 3 games left, and we wouldn't be out of here in the next 10 to 15 minutes. So any last thoughts?
Hey man, I love the Rams. I think the Rams have shown they're the best team in football through 3 weeks.
Yep, I agree with you.
Divisional game, line shouldn't be more than 3 points.
I agree with you.
Points.
I agree with you.
I only played a game. The
I
line,
agree, man.
In a division game against another undefeated team, the line should be no more than 2.5 fucking points.
Yep.
Too many points. Give me Arizona with the points. Arizona maybe could win the game outright. Just again, it's a divisional matchup. You build your team to beat the division.
Yep. It's gonna be a good game. I mean, I think this is game of the week potential. So
I agree. I think this is the best football game we're gonna get out of the entire slate.
Yep. Good chopping it up with you guys.
Best of luck to you, Anon. Make sure you guys are following Nanduri NFL. My man, I appreciate you, bro. Always great insight. Make sure you guys are following him on Twitter, and I don't know if you have Instagram, any other.
Yeah, but I don't really use it for football stuff.
All right, for sure. Make sure you guys are following Anon.
If you want to see his mirror selfies, find his Instagram. I know you Twitter people try hard enough, but Anon, we'll see you next week. We appreciate you.
Take care, fellas. Have a good one.
You already know. Okay.
3 games left. Let's get right through them. We got Pittsburgh hosting the Packers, and when the Pittsburgh's playing, our man Jammer going to be joining us. Fryermuth, man, that's the first thing I just have to say. That's all I got to say.
Let's get it.
All right, so you guys know I was really high on the Steelers team after week 1. Came crashing down last 2 weeks. The game is in Green Bay actually today, Rex, but Steelers going on the road. We got a fully healthy team except for our right tackle, Okorafor. Chase Claypool might be out, but honestly, in my opinion, I think we need to start running more 2 wide receiver sets. We need to bring in both those tight ends. If you watch that that first game for the Packers against the Saints. The Saints had a lot of success against that defense whenever they ran their 2 tight ends. Saints tight ends week 1 had 9 targets, 6 catches for 39 yards and 2 touchdowns. Week 2, the Packers gave up 9 targets, 8 catches, 66 yards, 1 touchdown. And last week against the Niners, 13 targets to tight ends. I'm including Juszczyk in there. 11 catches, 129 yards, and 1 touchdown. The Steelers are notoriously running that 3 wide receiver set, and I think that that's kind of what's been their downfall on offense. We can't throw the ball more than 5 yards down the field. We're relying too much on Ben. I think we need to get in those big boys on the line, hit those linebackers whenever they're blitzing, hit those D ends before the tight ends run off for those routes. We need to give Ben more time. He can't be throwing these little dink and dunk 5-yard passes. It's getting us in 3rd down and longs. I think that if we can start moving towards more of that power run game, get Najee the ball, more touches than just receptions here and there.
I'm glad you said that, man. Like, why the fuck is Najee Harris getting 15 fucking targets? Why the fuck is that happening? Do you understand it?
It makes the offense so tough to get moving if you're just like funneling the ball to him on these little screen passes or
the same fucking play like 35 times in a row, bro. What
Ben,
the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah. Ben Roethlisberger's ADOT, so average depth of target for his throw, 6.88 yards, which ranks almost last among starting quarterbacks.
Yeah, Mac Jones is the only guy worse.
Well, there's a few more that are worse, but yeah, that's pretty close.
Mac's one of them, I'm sure. I know Mac's one of them for certain.
You are correct.
I know he's one of the entering last week. His air yardage was at 3 yards a pass, so that's a guarantee. He stinks.
And then the only time they go deep is they'll throw these blind Hail Marys up to Chase Claypool, which, I mean, that's who you'd want it to go to. But Ben's just kind of throwing these ducks up there and hoping he catches it. They're not really like design plays for success, I guess. They're just kind of hoping that he's going to go up there and make the play on the corner.
So what are you on for this game? I'm not going to lie to you. I have nothing for Green Bay. I think my expectation is that it's a better game than paper says. I'm taking y'all with the 6.5. 6.5 is too many points. You guys are either going to get smoked by 25 or it's going to be a field goal game. It's which side are you on today? And give me Pittsburgh. I like that front seven to bounce back. I think that Tomlin has a plan for Devontae. And I took your boy Freiermuth to score a touchdown at plus 450. So,
yeah, I'm pissed I laid off on that one last week.
We talked about it. I told you just got to keep rolling with it because Ben is going to throw those tight ends. You saw it with Ebron. Ebron just came out of nowhere, 7 touchdowns. That can happen, especially with the way y'all throw the ball. Like that's all you do.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, so I mean, I had to get a little creative this week. I didn't want to touch any of those wide receiver props. We still don't know if Chase Claypool is going to play. He's been kind of getting a lot of those targets if Deontay wasn't playing. But it seems like each week he kind of picks and chooses which wide receiver or running back he's going to focus on. Last week it was heavy Najee Harris. So this week I'm going back with his receiving yards at 37.5 minus 120. I'm going to go with the Steelers-Packers first half under 22.5. This should have hit for the Steelers last week. We had that bad penalty right before half, which allowed the Bengals to throw that deep bomb to Jamar, and that pushed the first half under for us. So we're going to run that back. Hope that we can get under 22.5. Mm-hmm. And I'm going back to the well. I'm taking that anytime touchdown with Pat Freiermuth. I got plus 290.
It's at plus 500 right now on FanDuel.
Oh, okay.
Plus 500.
I heard it here from Sosa. Plus 500 on FanDuel.
I'm looking at it right now. Plus 500 right now on FanDuel Sportsbook. Pat Freiermuth, anytime touchdown, plus 500.
And the last play I'm going to take is, I usually don't touch these, but I'm doing Chris Boswell over 1.5 field goals at plus 140. I could see the Steelers struggling in the red zone if they don't get the ball. to Pat Freiermuth or Najee Harris, they're just going to have to rely on their kicker, and I think that we can at least get 2 field goals at plus 140 money. So
I want to. I know. I see the comments with Chuck, bro. I'm not picking any running backs against that defense. I like receivers to go crazy, maybe here and there, but not. I'm not picking any running back to be successful against that Pittsburgh front seven.
So the defense is actually ranked pretty high compared to their offense. The offense ranks like 26th or lower in almost every single stat that you can look up, but the defense is still middle of the road. Opponent yards per game were ranked, or opponent yards per rush were ranked 7th. Rushing touchdowns, we haven't even given up one. Passings, middle of the road. Obviously, we've been torched a couple times, and Aaron Rodgers is kind of that guy that you'd be worried about. But with everyone being healthy back today, especially T.J. Watt, I think that he might be under a lot of pressure today. He might try and focus that ball to Devontae Adams, and if we can kind of shut him down, we might be able to get that offense a little mixed up.
Yeah,
no Valdez Scantling either. No Valdez Scantling. That's a vertical piece that they could use.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to cut you off, Spin, but
go ahead.
In regards to the one thing here is, I think that you guys have a plan. I think you guys will have a plan for Devontae. I'm not sold on this Green Bay defense, and I think that at some point Mike Tomlin has to step in and say, "Listen, you're not going to throw the ball 50 fucking times. You have to run the ball." I think he's giving the offensive coordinator too much fucking leeway, and they're giving Ben too much control. Listen, dog, hand the fucking ball off. It's not, and as a Pittsburgh fan, I know you know this. He's changing the play at the line. He's doing it every fucking time too. It's not, they're not calling this shit in. There's no way they're calling in 18 consecutive passes. Not a chance, bro.
I think we're throwing the ball like 78% of the play.
They're not calling that shit in.
Yeah. I was just going to go back to the Pittsburgh defense. They're 6th in rush DVOA. So for fantasy, if you have Aaron Jones, you have to play him. But for DFS, I would stay away. You know, we always talk, like, I know we talk about, like, is this like an quote Aaron Jones game, like the Monday night game where he just tore up the Lions? To me, this is not an Aaron Jones game. So I would stay away from him in DFS.
Yeah, so I know that Steelers got two of their big defensive keys back in Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt. So, I mean, that's definitely going to be a big help.
For sure.
Jammer, we appreciate you tapping in with us. I know you're ready for the NBA season as well on top of this football season.
Oh, yeah.
So at Jammer Bets, great follow for both of those.
With our boy, man. He's legit.
Good stuff.
Solid.
100%.
Pittsburgh fan, you know what I'm saying? I never had many issues with Pittsburgh fans. I mean, y'all go to every fucking NFL game for no reason. I'm still trying to figure that out, but appreciate you as always, my brother.
I do want to say 9-1-1 last Sundays. Try to keep it going.
Say one more time.
Do it.
I ain't heard you.
9-1-1.
9-1-1, huh?
Oh yeah. Trying to run it back.
Best of luck. We'll see you later on Twitter.
All right.
Oh shit! Remove the wrong person.
See you guys.
You remove the wrong
one again. Jammer, I'll get this right once. All right. So let's get through this game pretty quickly. We're right at the noon hour. We got one last guest coming on for the next one for a head-to-head battle.
Oh, I can't wait for that one.
Potentially
Let's go quick.
Not one of the more questionable games, but mile high today. I know Sosa, Lamar's number one stan. Let's hear it.
Come on, bro. Denver ain't played nobody. Black Jesus. That's who we roll with. That's all I got to say. I'm not, like I said, that's all I got for the game. Like y'all can prognosticate and tell me that Tim Patrick's going to have a good game. He probably will. You can tell me that Noah Fant will probably score a touchdown. He probably will. Lamar Jackson's going to win a game. He don't lose, man. Like he don't lose. Like he doesn't lose.
Yeah, for fantasy purposes, the one recommendation I would say is if you have Tyson Williams, this is not the game to play him. Denver's defense actually is pretty good. You have Lamar, as Sosa said, and the Ravens did just promote and activate Le'Veon Bell. They were talking him up, which they said, oh, he's in great shape. He's in game shape, which to me translates to he's probably going to get snaps in a backfield that's so damn crowded already. I think that there's just much better options out there. So I would avoid Tyson Williams in anything all formats, everything.
Bro, you know what the quarterback rating of the three quarterbacks that Denver's faced so far? And people are going to be like, oh, their secondary is good. Their secondary is good, but they faced 3 fucking trash cans at quarterback. And I don't mean that personally to Trevor Lawrence, because I love Trevor Lawrence, but right now he's a trash can. He just based on circumstance. Like, I love the guy, but the team sucks around him. He's the growing pains are coming. They're going to go through him all year, but he gets a pass. I think that they try to make Teddy put the ball up vertically, and like I said, as far as the Broncos go, I don't believe in them the way other people do. And at the end of the day, give me Lamar Jackson. He's my favorite. He's my favorite player in football outside of Antonio Brown. Yeah, I'm rocking with him. You can call me a fan all you want, but all he do is win. He figures it out, guys. Soon enough, y'all are going to really start putting that together. It's not about how it looks. He figures it out at the end. Those are the guys you want as your quarterback. That's all I'm saying. That's how I feel. I mean, y'all people give Denver a lot of credit. The game's in Denver. Fuck them. Rex?
Let's get into the next one. I'll be rocking with the Ravens with you. The Ravens on the money line, Ravens -1, whatever way you want to go there. Sunday night, probably way too much hype for what could potentially be a disappointing game, but I know Michael will never say that Patriots will be in a disappointing game. Always brings the fire, always brings the hype. How you doing on this Sunday afternoon?
What's up, fellas? What's going on? Yeah. The doc is in. Rex.
There's no storylines for this game anyway, so we can just go fast, right?
My brother,
boring, right?
I'm gonna let y'all handle this.
No storylines at all for this one.
Let me make sure I retweet it out so everyone gets this.
No. Mike, go ahead. Go.
Listen, this has been honestly an emotional week. I never knew I had these feelings until this week. You know what I mean? This is crazy. I'm kind of torn because a lot of stuff that came out about Bill Belichick, how he treated Tom. You know what I mean? So it's like animal cruelty. You don't treat a goat like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's I'm kind of torn because it's of course I want Pats to win, but it's dang, they made Bill Belichick look like the dark side, man. I'm like, gosh. So I'm torn between that, and then it's emotional. I didn't know I had these feelings for, you know what I mean? I didn't know. But I will say this, everybody is counting us out. And it's where in the world do y'all live? We in Foxborough, we cool. You don't think Bill Belichick want this game as much as Brady? You don't think we went on a free agent frenzy to just show up and lose by a couple touchdowns? This is going to be a close game. I think this goes to a field goal. A prop I like Tom Brady to score a rushing touchdown today. If they get in that red zone, Tom Brady's going to try to push it in. That's at plus 400 right now. So I like a rushing touchdown out of Tom. I think the game is close. But for a bet, since we on here talking about our pockets, I like the under for the first quarter. The first quarter is at 9.5. There's no way we give up 10 points to Tom Brady. And then with Mac Jones, who Sosa's being way too hard on, it's more so our coaching right now. I've never been in a position as a Patriot fan where I'm questioning the coaching. Josh McDaniels, man, he's not calling good games. He's not putting Mac Jones in a position to succeed. So I'm real disappointed with the play calling on the offensive side. You see when we opened it up at the second half, let Mac work. Let him. Let Mac cook.
I got one word for Mac. He sucks. All right, go ahead.
Mac don't suck. Josh McDaniels is kind of putting him in a bad spot. They're not letting him. It's they're more scared than he is. It's they're. I don't know, man. We acting crazy this year, so we'll see what happens. Go off, Chris.
All right. Well, I last week when I came on to talk about the Bucs and the Rams, the word that I used was scared, And I'm not scared about this week. I'm not scared about the Bucs winning. I am a little worried about the spread. 6.5 in this type of environment seems like maybe a little bit too much. I don't think it's going to be a field goal game, but somewhere between 4 and 6 sounds about right to me. Look, the Bucs are still banged up on defense. Sean Murphy-Bunting remains out. Jason Pierre-Paul is out. Richard Sherman is actually going to play tonight. So I don't know how many snaps he's going to play, but they said that he has picked up the defense faster than expected. So I would expect to see him in maybe about 15 to 20% snap rate. And my God, do we need it? Because on the left side, on that left side of you saw Cooper Kupp just destroyed us last week. Our secondary is hurting. We need anything right now. So, I'm with you on the Patriots in the first quarter. I like the under in a lot of different places here. First half, potentially full game. But look, everyone's talking about how, obviously there's the Brady storyline here. A lot of props that I like for this one involve Antonio Brown with Gronkowski out. I think that Brady's going to look to his veteran guys a lot. So the most veteran guy there being AB. So, there's this talk about how Brady wants to just go in here and just shove it up their ass and stuff like that. And look, I don't think he wants to embarrass his old teammates.
All right, Sauce, I'll give you the comment where you went. I'll do it. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I do think that he wants to win convincingly, but I don't think that they're out here. I think for the Bucs, the bigger motivation here is the fact that they lost last week versus the fact that they're going back to New England. Maybe for Brady, right? But I would expect the Bucs to just be, in the end, too overwhelming from a talent perspective and win this game by 4 to 5 points.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think this is like this got a field goal game written on it to me. There's so much though that I should have wrote everything down because it's so much going off. Look, the Rams showed you last week. It's okay to let Brady go ahead and pass for 400 yards. He's gonna come in for the record. He'll get that. Let him go off. Let him go ahead and pass for the 400. What you got to do is keep the running game in check. And we're built, to do that. We can stop some runs. If you go back to the Saints game, we lost by 2 possessions. We played the right game in the second half. The first half was a wash. When we start really playing, it turned into a game. So it's got to be like that this week. So the question here is, what is Belichick going to shut down? He's always going to shut down the best part of your game. So Gronk is out. Gronk has got 4 of the passing touchdowns that's Brady's thrown this year. Okay. So then you have Mike Evans, who has 2. Do we shut down Mike Evans and let everybody else kind of figure their stuff out? Or do we shut down the running game like the Rams did last week and take our chances with Tom? Now, the thing is, Tampa Bay's weakness is the secondary. We're not built to stop that. You know what I'm saying? Mac Jones ain't finna come out here and win a passing war against Tom Brady. He's not. So probably going to look to run a lot. And it's we're going to have to take advantage of the Bucs kind of suspect defense. I expected Bill to slow the game down. That's why I don't think listen, if it turns into a blowout, it'll be in the fourth quarter. I think this is a tight game, first, second, third. People act like Bill Belichick ain't the best coach in the world right now, And I can't go to war in the comments right now because I'm trying to concentrate. But
yeah,
how does Sosa come at my quarterback when he got Jimmy G over there? You can't say anything. You should thank us for Jimmy G getting you out to the Super Bowl. That came from us. That's a gift from us.
Hey man, all I'm gonna say is, the rule. You know the rule in the neighborhood, right? You're supposed to fight the ball. You're supposed to fight him, but you're not supposed to stomp him out. Tom Brady about to stomp y'all the fuck out tonight, bro. You're gonna stomp the ball out yes,
not even,
bro. Not even. Cowboy boot, nigga. They're gonna he's gonna beat the shit out of y'all.
If he does, I'm telling you, it's gonna come down to the fourth quarter. That's it.
Third.
Watch.
Listen, when the fourth quarter starts, listen. Hear it first. Listen, the fourth quarter, they're gonna cut to they're gonna cut to Belichick, and Belichick's just gonna be looking like a lost puppy. And I love him, and I love the guy, best coach ever. His ego got him here. He's gonna
Hey,
die. He's gonna die by his ego tonight. Tom Brady is gonna fucking.
This is the thing. I can't even be like, listen, our coaching is weird this year. We're coaching weird right now. Like, this is weirdo coaching. Like, serious. I low-key want to step on the sideline and grab the playbook and be like, all right, bro, this is what we running. Because it's like, I don't understand what we was doing in New Orleans in the first half. Like, I don't know what we were doing. I don't know what they're doing with Mac Jones. Like, he's doing the dink and dunks, but he's got open look. They're not letting him, like, go downfield. This ain't the Mac Jones that, never mind.
Yeah. I know. I was just going to say a couple props that for this game that I like a lot. Brady over 2.5 touchdowns is actually at plus money. I have no idea why. I think that's really, really good value. Brady over 301.5 passing yards, I think has some value as well. So I think that I would not be surprised if in the red zone, all the Bucs do is pass. And I would not be surprised if Brady ends up with 4 touchdowns tonight. So if there's an alternate prop you can take, I would not talk you off that at all.
I really like the under for the first quarter, under 9.5. Like I said, I actually think Tom Brady gets a rushing touchdown. I think he really wants to stick it to Bill. And those are like the two that I really like. I don't know our team right now. Like we are weird right now. So I can't look for anything besides those two bets that I really like. But hey, Chris, this is gonna be a good game. So we not getting stumped out. Chill, bro. You gotta chill, man. You sound like these you sound like the public. You're supposed to be sharp.
No, see, you're trying to take it off. You're trying to come. Listen, bro. What have you watched these niggas play? Like you're being a fan right now, my nigga. These niggas stink. Y'all suck.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Look, we lost first week by 2 points with a rookie. We're 1-2 with a rookie quarterback.
Fumbled the game. Y'all fumbled the game. Y'all should be 0-3. Y'all
1-2 rookie quarterback. We lost to the Dolphins by 2 points. Jets. We lost by 2 possessions in the second half.
Murder on My Mind by Y&W Melly.
Well, fellas, that is another lovely Sunday morning. Always brings the hype, always brings the heat of Sunday morning quarterbacks. Make sure to be following our Patriots correspondent, Michael Meade Jr. Be following our Tampa Bay Bucks and DFS/fantasy guru, Spin Doctor Sports.
Appreciate you both, man. Mike, best of luck, man. Best of luck today. I hope you cash some tickets. Hopefully, we're smart enough to not bet on y'all today. But if you did, you're a correspondent on the best NFL show on the tube. We left you with plenty of opportunities to make shit tons of money. We appreciate you. Thank you as always. Let's get paid. Spin Doctor, appreciate you, brother. Rex, enjoy tailgating with the homies. I know you're getting ready to have a tranquilizer day. He's not even having just a couple of drinks. They're gonna get their ass whooped so bad he's gonna need a fucking tranquilizer. He's gonna want to fucking.
They are.
I'm just gonna get someone's ticket when they're leaving in the first quarter. I'm gonna sneak my way in. That's the goal.
That's all it is.
Lincoln Financial Field. You didn't hear that, but until next Sunday, Daily Bread Media is your hub. Sunday Morning QBs is your Twitter handle. We appreciate everybody in the comments. I hope you all win your fantasy league, except for if you're playing me.
Fuck the Seahawks.
Until next Sunday, we out.